Hi guys, it's Z with the Motivated Moneymaker YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about 10 tips to help you navigate the freelancing world. And this is perfect, especially if you are a new freelancer looking to get a leg up in the freelancing game. So a little bit about me. I am a top-rated freelancer on Upwork. I've been on Upwork for a couple of months and I've accrued a lot of money. So the tips I'm presenting to you in this video are the tips that have helped me become that top-rated freelancer over the few months that I've been on the platform. And freelancing has been taking the world by storm. And I'm presenting a couple of facts to show you just how much freelancing has changed the way people are making money online. So fact number 1. In 2020, freelancing contributed $1.2 trillion to the U.S. economy. Fact number 2. Content writers can earn anywhere between $15 to $50 per hour on Upwork. Fact number 3. Developers can make anywhere between $15 to $150 per hour on Upwork. And fact number 4. 36% of freelancers make $75,000 or more per year. And those are just a few of the facts to show how much freelancing is changing the way people are making money online. And in this video, I'm going to give you 10 tips to help you get a leg up in the freelancing game. But before I get into those 10 tips, do hit the like and subscribe button and turn on post notifications because I do plan on creating more videos. I do plan on uploading at least twice a week, preferably Tuesdays and Fridays. And so if you are looking for videos about money and wealth, which is what this entire channel is about, do hit that like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so tip number 1. Create a jaw-dropping profile. The profile is one of the most important aspects to being successful as a freelancer on just about any platform. And that's because when clients see your profile, they're getting an idea of who you are, what you can do, the skills you can provide, how you can help them, as well as your experience level. And if anything, think of your profile as your resume. And that's especially the case with Upwork. That's how they see the profile. But in this video, I won't necessarily get into what needs to be in the profile. I won't go into great detail. That is a future video I am working on, so do be on the lookout for that. But in that video, I'll be talking about what to write in your bio. There's a process I personally use that has helped me a lot. I'll go over it that in that video, as well as additional tips to help your profile stand out. So again, be on the lookout for that video. Now, on to tip number 2. On to tip number 2, use a ratio. Solely speaking from my experience as a freelancer on Upwork, I can attest to seeing both hourly and fixed projects, but that may be the case for any freelancing platform. But the reason for creating a ratio is to help set up how many hourly projects you want to how many fixed projects you want. And the reason this is important is because you don't want to ever find yourself not having enough or having too many projects at once. Because being a freelancer, it is easy to get lost in how much you are doing, because it's when you want to work, how you want to work, and where you want to work, and so much more flexibility to it. And so it is easy to get lost. And so in creating this ratio, you are better managing yourself, so that way you are not over or under doing anything. And it's an easy ratio to create. I mean, it can be for every 1 hourly job you have, you can have 2 fixed jobs. Or for every 2 fixed jobs, you can have 3 hourly. It's just whatever works for you. So when you get to that point, create a ratio that makes you feel like you're not underdoing anything, but you're also not overdoing it. And with that being said, let's move on to tip number 3. Tip number 3. Learn how to sell and market your skills in your cover letter. Now, your cover letter and your profile are arguably the most important aspects to being a successful freelancer, regardless of your platform you are working on. Because where the profile tells people who you are and what skills you have, your cover letter tells clients how you particularly can help them with their project or their problem that they need solved. So learning how to sell your skills in your cover letter is crucial to being successful as a freelancer. And while I may not necessarily go over the details of how to write the cover letter in this video, do be on the lookout for another video about the cover letter, because I do plan on making one where I go into details about the process I use to create multiple different cover letters. Because if you are doing multiple different things as a freelancer, you are going to need different templates to fit those different things you are doing. So be on the lookout for both the profile and the cover letter video. I have not decided if I'm going to put them in the same video, but do be on the lookout for those, because I will go into a lot more detail in those videos. With that being said, let's jump into tip number 4. Tip number 4. Have a competitive advantage. While having a well-written cover letter and profile is great and all, nothing says cherry on the top like having a competitive advantage. For example, I am an editor on Upwork, and if I wanted to get ahead of the competition, I could easily offer book cover design services or formatting services. And the purpose of having this competitive advantage is to open up the door for more opportunities. Because who's to say they don't need those skills that you mentioned in your cover letter for the future? And if they do, they already have a name in mind. They have your name in mind. So do have a competitive advantage. Find a way to get ahead of the competition and open up more doors for yourself. On to tip number 5. All right, tip number 5. Don't be afraid to apply for higher paying jobs. This is a common mistake I see amongst a lot of new freelancers, and I did it myself. Because there's this belief that, oh, I'm new to the platform, no one with these higher paying jobs is going to hire me to do those projects. And I honestly do not find that true, because if you have the credentials, the qualifications, you have a well-written cover letter, you know how to explain how you could be of service to them, your profile is completely full as possible, and it shows them who you are and how you can be of service to them, there's really a high probability, there's still a chance that you could win said project. But you honestly will never know until you actually go out there and you apply for those higher paying jobs. And honestly, I started getting higher paying jobs because I did have skills. I had a well written cover letter. I knew how to write my profile, amongst a few other things, and I started getting those higher paying jobs. So don't fall into that belief that just because you are new, that someone in the paying higher wouldn't hire you. Learn how to write a cover letter, get your profile in check, and you can be well on your way to earning a lot of money from these higher paying jobs. All right, on to tip number 6. Alright, tip number 6. Have a cash out or payment plan. And the reason I put this tip in here is solely based off my experience as a freelancer on Upwork. Because Upwork has a way of getting your money. So Upwork takes 20% off the top, and then they have an additional $2 fee for every transaction. So the reason that I put this payment plan here is you may think, well, $2 is not a lot, but over the time period of a year, if you're cashing out every day, every week, every 2 weeks, I mean that accumulates over time. And so you end up losing $2, like 52 times a year, or even more than that. If you're cashing out daily, you are losing a lot of money. So do have a payment plan. It is very, very important to have a payment plan. That being said, let's get into tip number 7. Tip number 7. Create or write a template for your cover letter that is malleable. This kind of goes back into tip number 3 about how to sell and market your skills in your cover letter. But the reason you want to have a malleable cover letter is because while not every job description is exactly the same, they may follow the same guidelines. So you may be talking about a different project, but it still follows the same kind of process in your cover letter. And there's no need to go in and retype the entire thing. You can just copy and paste it. So do create a cover letter that you can use for multiple projects without having to do any major changes, and you are on your way to winning a lot of projects, especially if it's a cover letter that has gotten you a lot of projects. You most definitely do want to keep that on file so you can copy and paste and make the small changes where they need to be made. All right, on to tip number 8. Tip number 8. Set goals and decide how you want to scale your freelancing business. Now, this entirely depends on whether you want to be a part-time or a full-time freelancer. And this is where I would tell you to go back to look at tip number 2, where I talk about the ratio, because this comes into play a lot. So if you are looking to be a part-time freelancer, this is probably something you really wouldn't worry about, because if anything, this is really just a side hustle, a way to make additional money. But if you're looking to become a full-time freelancer and to make this your number one source of income, then you most definitely do want to scale your business and set goals, because it's not impossible to become a millionaire as a freelancer. There are a lot of people who've done it, but that's because they've set goals and they scale their business. And if you don't do that, you have no idea how much you could potentially make. So do set goals, scale your business, and you will be well on your way to making a lot of money as a freelancer because you have an idea of where you're going. With that being said, let's jump right into tip number 9. Tip number 9. Continue to educate yourself and find a mentor. Education is crucial regardless of what field you are going into, and it's no different for freelancing. There are a lot of freelancers out there who have been doing this for a while, and they have a lot of information they could give you, a lot of secrets, tips, and so forth. And so this is a part where I tell you that I offer consultations for those who are looking to get a leg up in the freelancing game. And it's not just me. There are a bunch of other people out there, a bunch of other freelancers who have been at this longer than me, who have a lot of information to provide. So again, I'm not the only person out here who can educate you, but do find a mentor to help you get that leg up, to help you become that freelancer who is making a lot of money, regardless of what platform you're on. So invest in a mentor, and it could take you places. That being said, let's jump into the last tip of this video. Tip number 10. Tip number 10. The final tip of this video. Do not be discouraged if you do not immediately win projects. Not everything's going to be perfect on your first try. Even with an amazing cover letter, an amazing profile, even with the credentials, you may not get your first project win for a little while, and that is okay. But do not give up too soon because you may never know what opportunities there are waiting for you in the freelancer world. So give yourself the chance to apply for many of them before you say, this might not be for me, because you might miss out on a lot of chances and opportunities and to network with people and to grow yourself as a freelancer. So do not be discouraged. Well, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found those tips helpful. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like and subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you can be the first to know when I upload a new video. And I plan on uploading every Tuesday and Friday. Well, until next time, stay safe and take care.